A very warm good morning, students. How you all doing? I hope you're fine and safe at home. Myself, Greena MX, and I'm your new science teacher. Welcome to the part 1 video of science class. So the chapter today we are going to deal is crop production and management. So let me ask you a question. From where does we get the energy to do our day-to-day activities? Yes, we get it from food. From where does we get the food? We get food from plants as well as animals. Then who grows plants as well as rare animals? Yes, farmers grow plants as well as rare animals. So the art or science of cultivation of crops and rearing of animals to get usable product is known as agriculture. Now let's look into the history of agriculture. About 10,000 years ago, man were nomadic. That is, he wandered here and there in search for food. He ate fruits and vegetables and also hunted animals. Later on, he started to cultivate crops such as wheat and rice. Thus, agriculture was born. So, the chapter deals with agriculture, its production, management, and distribution. Now let's look into the first topic of chapter, that is crops. So what are crops? Seeds of plant grown in large production in same place is known as crops. Examples of crops are wheat, vegetables, fruits, pulses and grains. Now let me ask you a question. In which country does we live? Yes, we live in India. India has a varied climatic conditions. So depending upon the climatic condition, crops can be classified into two. That is kharif crops as well as rabi crops. So first let's look what are kharif crops. The crops grown in rainy season is known as kharif crops. So in India, rainy season is from June to September. An example of kharif crops are paddy, maize, soya bean and cotton. Now let's see what are rabi crops. So the crops grown in winter season are rabi crops. So in India, winter season is from October to March. An example for rabi crops are wheat, gram and pea. Now, let me ask you one more question. Does cultivation a simple process? No. Cultivation is a large process which involves many activities. And these activities or tasks can be referred as agriculture practices. Now let's see the steps involved in agriculture practices. Agricultural practices. It involves following steps: preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting and storage. Now let's see in detail the first step, that is Preparation of soil. The most important requirement for agriculture? Yes, it is soil. We know that soil is solidified into huge chunks. It needs to be softened and loosened. What are the benefits of a loosened soil? It increases more air passage, good crop production. Do you know the natural agents for loosening of soil? Yes, they are earthworms. Earthworms are friends of farmer since they loosen the soil and helps in soil aeration. Loosening of soil also retains water. They also increases the activities of microbes, which helps in the production of humus, which is obtained from dead plants and animals. So humus are decomposed matter rich in nutrients. What is yet another benefit of loosening of soil? We know that only top layer of soil supports plant growth. These nutrients require to be absorbed by the plants. So loosening of soil brings up the nutrients in the soil. What is the process of loosening and turning of soil called? Yes, it is tilling or ploughing. Usually, a plough is used for tilling or ploughing. It helps to loosen the soil. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before ploughing. The ploughed field may have big clumps of soil called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs. Leveling the field is beneficial for sowing as well as irrigation, and it is done with the help of a leveler. What happens if the soil is infertile? Manure is added to the soil for the infertile. It makes the soil fertile. Tilling or ploughing is usually done with the help of tools like plough, hoe, and a cultivator. Before sowing the seeds, it is necessary to break soil clumps to get better yield. This is done with the help of various tools such as plough, hoe, and cultivator. Now let's see in detail what are these tools. Plough. This tool has been used since ancient times to till the soil, add fertilizers to the crop, remove the weed and turning the soil. This is usually made up of wood and it is drawn by a pair of bulls. A plough contains a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare. The main part is made up of a log of wood which is known as plough shaft. There is a handle at one end of the shaft and the other end is attached to a beam which is placed on bull's neck. A pair of bulls can easily operate the plough with the help of a man. Earlier, a wooden plough was used. Nowadays, iron plough are used. Hoe. Hoe is another simple tool which is used to remove weeds and to loosen the soil. It is made up of a long log of wood or iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one end and it works like a blade. It is usually pulled by animals. Cultivator. Nowadays, ploughing is done by a tractor-driven cultivator. The advantage of using cultivator is that it saves labor and time. After preparation of soil, then comes the step of sowing of seed. Sowing is an important part of crop production. Sowing is the process of putting seeds in the soil. Before sowing, good quality, clean and healthy seeds need to be selected. Farmers also prefer such seeds which give them high yield. Have you ever noticed your mother putting some grains in a vessel and pouring some water to it? What happens after a few minutes? Some seeds starts to float. What is the reason behind this? Some damaged seeds float on water because they are hollow and hence lighter. Actually, this is a good method for separating good, healthy seeds from the damaged ones. Now let us see what are the tools used for sowing seeds. Look at this farmer. He has a funnel-shaped tool for sowing seeds. Observe them closely. What is he doing with this tool? Yes, he is filling seeds into the funnel and passing them down through the sharp ends of the pipe to get them seated in the soil. This is a traditional method and very easy. In modern times, a seed drill is used for sowing seeds. The seed drill is used for sowing with the help of a tractor. This sows the seed at equal distance and depth. It also ensures that seed is covered by the soil and thus protect from birds. Sowing seed using a seed drill saves time and labor. This also prevents overcrowding of plants and also ensures plant gets sufficient sunlight, nutrients and water from the soil. So I hope the topics we discussed are clear to you. So read the textbook thoroughly. See you all in the next class.